Welcome to a journey into the unknown, where mystery and isolation meet in the turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean. Today, we dive into the shadows of an island forgotten by time, a place that defies modern understanding and holds millennia-old secrets, the enigmatic North Sentinel Island. Located in the Andaman Archipelago, just 50 kilometers from Port Blair, the capital of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, North Sentinel Island is a world apart. Imagine a land untouched by modern civilization, where the roar of the waves is the only music and the ancient trees are the sole silent witnesses to an untold history. But what makes this island so extraordinary? It is its inhabitants, the Sentinels, a people who have chosen to remain isolated from the rest of the world for thousands of years. Who are they? How do they live? These questions echo unanswered as the Sentinels jealously guard their secrets. It is estimated that between 50 and 200 individuals inhabit this island of just 70 square kilometers. An uncertain number, as mysterious as the people themselves. Imagine an entire population that could fit into a single apartment building, but dominates an island the size of Manhattan. The Sentinels are considered one of the last uncontacted peoples on the planet. They fiercely reject any attempt at contact, defending their land with bows, arrows, and spears. But why? What drives them to maintain this strict isolation? Perhaps the answer lies buried in the sands of time. It is believed that the ancestors of the Sentinels arrived on the island around 60,000 years ago as part of the earliest human migrations out of Africa. Since then, they have remained virtually unchanged, like a living time capsule, preserving a culture and way of life that dates back to the Stone Age. But do not be mistaken. Despite their apparent primitiveness, the Sentinels demonstrate incredible adaptability and resilience. They survived the devastating 2004 tsunami that swept across the Indian Ocean, showing a profound knowledge of nature's signs. How did they know to seek higher ground? What ancestral wisdom guided them? The mystery deepens when we look at their language. Linguists classify the Sentinelese language as unclassified and isolated. Imagine a language that might contain completely unique sounds and structures, perhaps the last remnants of communication forms long lost to the rest of humanity. And what about their appearance? The few glimpses we have reveal short-statured people with dark skin and curly hair. They paint their bodies with a mysterious white paste and ti leaves as ornaments. But what do these decorations mean? Are they rituals, protection, or simply artistic expressions of a culture that remains an enigma to us? The diet of the Sentinels is another fascinating puzzle. They are believed to be hunter-gatherers, surviving on the island's bounty. They fish in the shallow waters surrounding the island, hunt wild boars in the dense forests, and gather fruits, nuts, and roots. But how did they learn to navigate this unique ecosystem? What botanical and zoological knowledge do they hold, passed down through millennia? One of the most intriguing aspects of the Sentinels' life is their apparent lack of agriculture. In a world where the agricultural revolution changed the course of human history, they persist as hunter-gatherers. Is this a reminiscence of a distant past or a conscious adaptation to their insular environment? The dwellings of the Sentinels are another mystery. Satellite images reveal small clearings in the dense tropical forest, but no permanent structures are visible. Do they live in temporary shelters, moving with the seasons? Or do they have hidden homes beneath the forest canopy, invisible to our curious eyes? The Sentinels' relationship with fire is another fascinating enigma. Limited observations suggest they know and use fire, but how do they produce it? Have they preserved ancient fire-making techniques by friction passed through countless generations? Or perhaps they maintain an eternal flame, never allowing it to extinguish? One of the most intriguing aspects of Sentinelese society is its social structure. How do they organize their small community? Are there leaders, or is the society egalitarian? How do they resolve conflicts, if any? These questions remain unanswered, fueling our curiosity about the internal dynamics of this tiny, isolated world. The health of the Sentinels is another intriguing mystery. Isolated for millennia, they likely have not developed immunity to many common diseases. This isolation is both their strength and their vulnerability. How do they deal with illnesses and injuries? What medicinal knowledge do they hold, extracted from the rich biodiversity of their island? The Sentinels' relationship with the surrounding sea is another fascinating aspect. Rare observations show they are skilled swimmers and competent canoeists, using dugout canoes to fish in the shallow waters around the island. But how far do they venture into the ocean? Do they have legends about what lies beyond the horizon? The Sentinels' attitude towards strangers is notoriously hostile. They have violently repelled all attempts at contact, from well-meaning missionaries to curious researchers. Is this hostility instinctive or based on some tribal memory of past encounters? What stories do they tell about the world beyond their shores? Recognizing the Sentinels' desire to remain isolated, the Indian government has established an exclusion zone around the island. Ships and aircraft are prohibited from approaching. This policy of non-intervention raises complex ethical questions. Are we protecting their unique culture or denying them access to the medical and technological advances of the modern world? North Sentinel Island also holds geological mysteries. Unconfirmed reports speak of volcanic activity on the island. Could this be the reason for the Sentinels' isolation? Do they live in delicate harmony with a constantly changing land? The island's beaches are another enigma. Sailors' reports speak of brilliant black sands, possibly rich in rare minerals. Could this mineral wealth explain the Sentinels' determination to protect their island? What other natural treasures do the unexplored forests and coasts hide? The climate on North Sentinel Island is tropical, with seasonal monsoons. How have the Sentinels adapted to this annual cycle of intense rains and dry periods? What rituals or practices have they developed to mark the passage of seasons? One of the most intriguing aspects of Sentinels' culture is their apparent lack of agriculture. In a world where the agricultural revolution changed the course of human history, they persist as hunter-gatherers. Is this a reminiscence of a distant past or a conscious adaptation to their insular environment? The question of Sentinels' spirituality is another deep mystery. What beliefs have shaped their worldview over the millennia? Do they worship the natural forces that surround them? Do they have a rich mythology, passed orally through generations? These questions remain unanswered, fueling our imagination. The future of the Sentinels is uncertain. Climate change and rising sea levels pose existential threats to their small island. How will they react to these changes in their environment? Will their millennia-old resilience help them face these new challenges? As the world around them changes rapidly, the Sentinels remain a living reminder of our own history, a tangible link to our distant past. They challenge us to question our notions of progress and civilization, reminding us that there are many ways to live in harmony with the natural world. North Sentinel Island and its inhabitants continue to fascinate and intrigue us. Every wave that breaks on their shores, every breeze that stirs their forests, carries with it secrets of a culture that has chosen to remain apart from the whirlwind of modern history. As the sun sets over the waters of the Indian Ocean, casting long shadows over the beaches of North Sentinel Island, we are left with more questions than answers. The mystery of the Sentinels persists, a testament to the diversity and resilience of the human experience. And so, we conclude our virtual journey to this realm of the unknown. But remember, this is only a glimpse into a world that remains largely unexplored, an invitation to contemplate the many mysteries that still exist on our planet. If you were fascinated by this journey into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos about the most mysterious and intriguing places on our planet. Together, we will continue to explore the enigmas the world has to offer, always respecting and preserving the unique cultures we encounter on our journey. Until the next adventure!